Let me ask you about two other senators, then I'll hand it back to Mark. First, Senator from Texas, Ted Cruz.
I don't know what Senator Cruz's mailing list looks like.
Right.
My guess is it's pretty significant. I'm sure he's done a lot of direct mail for a lot of conservative candidates, and he has a real internet presence. And so the small contributions for him could be really powerful. I don't know what his relationships are with, in other cities and that, but there's a lot of energy behind Ted, right. And I wouldn't underestimate his ability to raise small amounts of money. Remember now that you've got a lot of candidates, and there's a limited number of resources, and so, but remember, Ted Cruz and Rand Paul don't need to raise as much money as somebody else would to be contenders, because they have strong organizational situations, and money is yet but one piece of becoming president of the United States.
So far, those three guys, none of those three guys you think money is the impediment to them. They will be able to raise enough money.
I don't know how much Ted can raise. I mean, I have no idea. I think Christie will raise the money he needs to be competitive, and I think Rand Paul will too.
Okay, I'll ask you about the last person I'll ask you about before I go to Mark, as I said, Senator Rubio.
So he's done a very good job of getting around the country, meet a lot of people. He's got a very good team. And I don't know if he's going to run or not. He has the potential to run into Chris Christie or others that would be in that part of the primary. And so I think a lot of people will be choosing between, whatever hypothetical happens there between, and we'll have to wait and see. So while Rand and or Ted could have voters that give them to them, right. Marco will be able to get some of that, but he also will be in significant competition for the people who are involved in a long-time basis.
Right. One of the things we know about presidential candidates is that they have a fundraising base, right? One of the things Governor Bush, he had the whole Bush network. He also had Texas.
Baseball owners.
Baseball owners. He had a bunch of good bases, right? So is for Marco Rubio, how much does Florida matter to him?
I would think it would matter significantly, because if you look at the chart, another one of these charts, Florida in 12 right here. Florida represents the fourth largest donor state.
Right.
So
you got Senator Cruz can hit Texas, and Senator Rubio can hit Florida. Those are some pretty big pots of money.
And then Governor Christie from New York,
New York, New Jersey. Yeah, right. Those are big. New York and New Jersey, number 3 and number 10 there on the list. So those
so significant, right? But what's also interesting about this, is, and this isn't the topic of our conversation, but this is in contrast to where your political director wants you to be.
Right.
Because California, Texas is important, but California, New York, Florida is important.
Illinois, Massachusetts, not Pennsylvania,
so
not Maryland, not big states
so
for Republicans.
You really want look. The great thing about Ohio is no one's ever going to get mad if you go raise money in Cleveland or Cincinnati, because you got to be there for politics anyway.
I want to say just two more general things and go back to candidates. And again, just a quick list of 3 here. We talked about lists in the old days. Lists meant mailing addresses. Now it means mailing addresses plus email addresses. So what are the 3 rules? Quick, take them off. The 3 rules of building your email list for any candidate.
Whatever you're doing, you got to be in a collect mode, and then you got to give them content so that you empower them to become a vehicle to grow your list, right? So I've got to figure out a way to get your friends involved in the network.
Right. So if you
so you got to find so you're looking for influencers and people that have big networks there. 2, you've got to recognize that email communication is critical to not only your fundraising but your grassroots activities too, because that's how you're going to communicate. And 3rd, you can't rely on mail alone, or you'll be dead.